All right, I have actually had a pretty wild thing happen this week that is pretty funny. We went to the local like like parents class. Like basically when you have a kid, they like the council like puts together all the people that have had kids in the same month. Thing. And anyway, so like they go around the room and the woman's like, oh yeah, introduce yourself and like how long you lived in the area and all this kind of stuff. And then I go, yeah, like I've lived in the area like officially like most of my life, but I traveled overseas. And then anyway, the woman comes up later and she's like, I was surprised you said you lived here for so long. You sound like you're Irish.
Oh man, it was. I mean, no. I don't know. But, just that's amazing.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, okay. I've spent one day there, and I guess like my going way back, my family is from Ireland, but.
Oh yeah, that's just incredible. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
maybe our weekly podcasts is like having that effect on you once we hang up. Once we finish.
Yeah, well, that's what Paula said. She said that like maybe it's from talking to you, because it was on the Monday. So like maybe overnight I'd.
Definitely, I think every Monday now you're just going to be confused for an Irish person, and yeah, I apologize. So
next time I should rock up with like a pint of Guinness and just.
That is ideal for parent classes for sure. Got my Guinness, I'm all good. Yeah, hey man, that's great. But I've never thought you sounded Irish, so.
No one else has ever said even close to it. So.
Yeah, it's pretty, I would be like, yeah, he lives in that area. That's fine. So, people, it's crazy. Was the lady herself like from the area, or was she an Irish person who was just?
She was new to the area, but like Australian, like she lived in Australia, I think forever. So, I mean, obviously she wasn't Irish. Just the way.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. I don't know. Well, that's crazy. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought you would like that absurd story.
That was nice. Yeah, nice way to start.
Well, how long should a book club take to read a book?
Like, I don't know, give it a month, and then after that, give up, because you're not reading. You're just a front for a swingers party. So that's what I think is going on there.
Well, perhaps this is actually what these people were doing, because a book club spent 28 years reading one book.
I mean, it's definitely too long, but it depends on the book, because maybe they just didn't get it and they had to keep reading it from the start again.
Finnegan's Wake.
Oh, yeah, I have that book up here. It's up here because I'm not going to read it.
You don't have 28 years left.
I don't have 28 years to read. I mean, how many pages is it? Why did it take 28 years? 628 pages. So, but yeah, it's James Joyce is notoriously a very difficult book to understand what the fuck is going on. So, I still think 28 years is excessive. Like, members will have died in that time and not gotten to read the whole book. They read like a sentence a week. How did they get?
An experimental filmmaker hosted a book club devoted to a single text. between 10 and 30 people would show up to monthly meetings at a local library. Okay, they read 2 pages a month. But that was a bit too fast for them, so they had to slow down to 1 page.
They started reading 1 page a month. This is where the problem came in, I think. Imagine you're like, okay, I'm going to join the book club. This sounds like a fun thing. And then they're like, okay, we're only going to read 1 page of this book every month. This book's going to take my whole life to read. Yeah.
One of the guy who was running it, who started the group in his early 40s, is now 70.
Yes. That's some dedication to reading a book very slowly.
Yeah, I feel like we should pick up a book and we should read the October 1987 edition of Playboy, 1 page a week. A month. And dissect it.
How many months does it take to get to the good stuff? Yeah, that'd be fun.
We do a whole month on the front cover.
Oh wow. I mean, if that would get views, I'm sure, for the first few months at least, until we got to the good stuff. But yeah, I can't believe it.
I almost think that it would be so absurd that it would actually get views, because people would be like, these people are actually going to.
It probably would, especially if you have good all self-control to not turn the next page until the next month.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That would be,
Never read comments because we can't have a spoiler.
Oh yeah, of course.
It'd be great if there's like an interview that ends on a cliffhanger, that like mid-sentence.
Yeah. Just continued. We gotta wait till next month.
That was when my whole life changed when ...
Absolutely. I think that would be funny, actually.
I feel like if you did a podcast that was reading like Justin Bieber's biography 1 page a week, and you do a whole 1 hour podcast on that page.
I don't know if I could do that to myself, but
we
yeah,
can start going off into really weird areas if you have to fill a whole hour on 1 page and have to kind of guess what's going to happen next.
The perfect person to do that with is Britney Spears. She just brought out her biography, and she's batshit crazy. So I think that's the way to go there. Like dancing around with knives and everything.
I think it's going to be someone from like another country where you don't know anything about them, but they're famous on some massive level, but you don't know who they are or anything of what's happened. So everything is new, and you can't actually guess based on any actual knowledge you have.
That would actually be fun. Yeah, that would be an interesting thing to experiment with, to see. Finding somebody like that would be just interesting always. And then at the end of reading the book, we have to try and meet them and see if they've heard our podcast.
Do an entire podcast dedicated to Sudan's biggest pop star and all the intricacies in their life, and then
yeah, that would work.
It'd be funny if after all that they're like, they don't want to meet you.
Like, yeah, you're kind of weird. I'm gonna pass on this one. It's like, we're weird. Better than what you got, friend.
Who is Sudan's biggest musical artist?
I have no idea.
As if you're not up to date on Gaydar. Well, it sounds perfect for you. Gaidaa is the first thing that comes up.
Never heard of it, but it sounds interesting.
It's a she.
Oh, okay.
She's, yeah. Well, there you go. We should just dedicate our lives to...
I think I need some time to think about this. No. But the book club who spent 28 years reading Finnegan's Wake, like, what did they do when they finished? Was it like, were they sad? Were they disappointed?
Well, it was only last month that they finished. They contacted the newspapers. That's what they did to brag.
I mean, that could be a scam. They could be like, let's get ourselves in the papers. Let's tell them we spent 28 years reading a book.
Why don't we just do that? Let's just invent that we've been reading. Have you seen the meme with the people on the train with the how to survive with a massive penis? We should just say that we've been reading that one.
One paragraph at a time for 25 years.
Yeah. How to live with a huge penis advice. We've been reading it ever since it was released in 2009. There we go. We've been spending 14 years on this. It's been our life's goal. It's 128 pages, so...
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. We can get through that in a decade. No problem.
What would that be? I mean, we would actually nearly be finished if we started reading it when it was released. As we did.
Yeah, of course.
The official, yeah. We should, we would have finished like a year ago, though, so.
Damn it.
Maybe we had to read it again a bit.
Yeah. We had to double take a couple of the pages.
Well, we had to go into how to live with a small penis just to get back on track. Yeah.
Yeah. Just for equality purposes. Diversity, we couldn't leave one group out. So
one of the people would drive up 3 hours from San Diego to attend the meeting.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it's another guy moved to Austin, Texas 12 years ago, but he didn't want to stop reading, so he put up flyers around town, put some ads in the newspaper, and started his own Texas-based group.
It has to be a scam. It has to be some sort of cult or like a cover for something else. There's no way you can spend 30 years reading a book.
Well, this guy is 12 years in, and his group is only halfway on the spin-off group.
I mean, I definitely think there's something up. Like there's something dangerous going on here with this. I don't know. When you take nearly 3 decades to read a book, there's no reason for that. So,
I mean, I feel like it's a good cover for
Like, oh, I'm going to the book club. Like, what book are you reading? Still Finnegan's Wake. You've been reading that forever. Yep. So, like, it is notoriously difficult to get through, but I don't think people take 28 years normally to get through it. Like, a lot of people apparently will read that book and abandon it because it just gets so complicated or weird or whatever. I haven't read it. As I said, I haven't. I'm going to read it. I don't think. But yeah.
Well, they don't. You got to hear the final for the reading of the final page. He opened his October Zoom meeting with a cosmic beginning. asking 15 participants to take one conscious breath together to support their effort. He then had them chant a poem before members took turns reading exactly 2 lines of the text at a time.
Beautiful.
It's the guy. One of the people said that it was the most fulfilling thing in my life.
Well, now it's over, so you've got a pretty shitty life going forward.
Now, he emphasizes that media reports saying his group has finished the book are wrong. We didn't end. The last sentence of the book ends mid-sentence, and then it picks up at the front of the book. It's cyclical. It never ends. Well, there we go. We spelled it for you.
The last sentence is, away, alone, alast, aloved, along the... So it doesn't match up with the beginning of the book. Chapter 1. That's not there, is it? Okay. Away, alone, alast, aloved, along the river run past Eve and Adam. So it does technically, you could read that and just keep going. So it won't take.
I mean, you could. That would be like just saying that this book never ends because.
Yeah.
And then you go back to the start and it says this is the start of the book.
As an author, that is a terrible marketing decision because your readers can just read the same book over and over again and get trapped reading that book. You want them to read your other books so you make more money. So
well, even worse than that, like as an author, if it takes you 3 decades to read the book.
Yeah. I think that guy saying that, though, is like, please don't leave me, my friends of 28 years who are not going to come to my meeting anymore. But yeah, I feel like they need to move on.
Okay, so this November, they started back on page 3.
Okay.
So not only did they not just go cyclical, they've just picked a random page to start with.
Oh man, I don't understand it. It has to be something. There has to be a CD.
Well, what does it start on page 3? You got the book. Imagine page 3 was like, that's when them titties come out. Away, alone, or whatever, in the back of a strip club.
So page 3 is actually the start of the book. Like that's page 3, and then like page 4. So there's like blank pages before, just blank page, and then page 3. So technically, well, as long as this printing of the book is the same.
Well, I would assume so.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have to start incorporating this into telling people that this is my life.
If we started reading a page a week and we finished it before them, and their second runner back.
Well, they're never going to finish it. They're only reading one book and they're going back over it.
Yeah, that's true. Damn it. Well, all right then. Let's not do that because.
But let's just tell people we are.
I just feel like they could have used your time so much better,
Well, obviously,
2 pages a month. That would have.
I mean, could they use their time any worse?
I think if you're going to read 1 page a month, that's a lot of months. If you read 2 pages, you literally you become twice as productive. Read 4 pages a month, God damn it, and you would have been done in a quarter of the time. So. Yeah, I don't know, but that's weird. I don't think I will ever take 28 years to read a book. So
I mean, from the sounds of it, I would not attend this person's wake if I was invited, because it sounds pretty glad they're dead, to be honest.
Yeah, well, thankfully we can just read the Bieber biography instead.
and cycle back.
Yeah, of course. Just for the excitement.
Yeah, I mean, it's a peak artistic merit because it actually ends.
True. It actually has an ending. That is key to most books, yeah, for sure.
That's usually one of the things. Well, a Toronto realtor says the rental market is unhinged after what?
I presume something crazy being listed and taken by somebody. Is it like a price? Excuse me, prices or something gone through the roof or something? I don't know. I don't keep up with Toronto real estate, so.
Well, you should. You should go through it and then cycle back to the start each.
I should. I shall begin doing so after the podcast.
I read every listing and then as a realtor, I write every listing with cyclical information and descriptions that require you to go back to fully understand it.
Looking forward to it for sure.
There was a ad for looking for an easygoing female to share the master bedroom and the one queen size bed.
All right. Well, I'm sure the ladies are queuing up for that opportunity.
The listing also says I've previously been sharing the bedroom, which only has one queen size bed, with a roommate I found on Facebook, and it worked out perfectly well.
Great. Yeah, I mean, things that usually lead to horror movies being made are not usually listed on real estate websites, but hey, the world's changing, and that seems to be what's happening now. So,
well, maybe it can be cyclical, and they'll move in and share the bed with you, and then you'll move out, and then they'll share the bed with the next person.
Yeah, that could work. How much are they? Does it say how much they want to pay rent, or they want rent paid?
Yeah. Right? Do you want to take a guess?
To share a bed with someone you don't know, and they have to be a female. I'm guessing. I'm just gonna say, I don't know the state of rents in Toronto, but I'm gonna say $1,000.
It's actually pretty close. Now, the listing required a $1,900 upfront deposit.
Wow!
But that includes the first and last month's rent plus an extra $100 for the key fob.
Okay.
So it's $800. Oh, sorry, $900 per month
to share a bed with somebody. All right. Well, yeah.
Bargain.
I mean, I know it's a big city or whatever, but surely there are better options. Although I tried to rent a place in Toronto years ago, and it was difficult to find a good place without spending too much money. So,
with people that will accept your lifestyle.
No, they were fine with it, but I went to one place and it was to rent a room in a house in a residential neighborhood, and they were like, here's your bed, and the bed was, I'm pretty sure the bed was moving by itself. There were multiple creatures in that bed. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll think about it. Thanks. That was on St. Patrick's Day. I was like, give the Irish person the nice room, not the bad one on St. Patrick's Day. So yeah, that was.
You already had too many, and you were just.
I had broken away from a St. Patrick's Day party to go view this room in this house, but no, it was terrible. It was terrible. So, yeah. And then I couldn't find my way back to the party, so I ended up having quite a solitude-filled St. Patrick's Day that day. That time. Yeah. There you go. It's a whole different story. It'll be in my autobiography, which comes out next Christmas. So.
Which is cyclical and...
Yeah, cyclical, and actually has to be read over 28 years. Otherwise, it just won't make sense.
Yeah, it ends on the story of how I lost my virginity, and then starts back up again.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I don't think I would be into that deal of paying to share a bed with someone.
Well, what's the best reason not to come into work?
So you just couldn't be fucking bothered anymore because it's shitty. Because you hate your coworkers and boss.
Well, that's a bit extreme.
Yeah,
because
just.
Well, a Tasmanian woman tells her office she can't come in as a 600-kilo Neil the seal is blocking her car.
Sorry. Could you say that again? Because it sounded a bit weird.
A well-known southern elephant seal was stopping her from going to work. And work was actually understanding about it.
All right. Well, there you go. Yes, that's one excuse to give for not going to work, I suppose.
Yeah, and like he's hard to move because he comes onto land for 3 to 4 weeks at a time to hibernate.
Oh, so that was like I can't come to work for 3 or 4 weeks because the seal is blocking. Sorry. Also, if you see photos of me on a beach, that's not. Those are Photoshop.
I'm not sure if seal has like you know how in gay slang they have like otters and they have other bears and whatever. It'd be better if there was a type of seal.
I don't know. I think a seal would be very strange. They just block people's cars so they can't go to work. They're like aggressively hibernating. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you can't access your girlfriend at the moment.
Why is that, James? You tell.
Why don't you tell us?
I have no idea.
Well, it's a troubling experience for you because people can't access their AI girlfriend because the service went down after the CEO was jailed for setting his apartment on fire.
I mean, was it because of his AI girlfriend? Did she drive him insane and then he decided to light the place on fire?
It could be. Thousands of people are being ghosted by their online girlfriends. An artificial intelligence company that launched a myriad of celebrity AI virtual girlfriend chatbots went offline after the CEO was arrested. He was taken into custody for allegedly setting boxes on fire on the balcony of his high-rise apartment. He was charged with arson and threats. And yeah, he's going to jail.
But what about the girlfriends? Are they coming back online? Like, are people going to be lonely now? What the hell?
This is the problem that people aren't looking into. Like, it starts with your online AI chat, and then it moves to your dull.
Yeah. It's a real problem. I mean,
if you can't trust the CEO of a, if you can't trust the CEO of an AI celebrity girlfriend chatbot, who can you trust these days?
Yeah, that's up there, to be honest with you. It's pretty soul destroying. But like, what celebrity could be your girlfriend through this AI situation? Just wondering if I could, upgrade.
Well, you tell us who you've got.
I wish I knew about this before it went down, let me tell you. But yeah.
Forever Voices. The website seems to be very slow to load. Doesn't tell you a lot. How are we supposed to know? It's pretty funny that the first thing that they have is like a reel of a guy telling the chatbot that, "I'm sorry, babe, but I must admit I've been dating other AI girlfriends." That's a screenshot they posted.
And then she gets upset with you and won't talk to you for like 6 weeks.
Yeah. There's ones of so some of the samples they have Donald Trump.
He's not a girlfriend.
Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Joe Rogan. Steve Jobs.
Oh man, poor Steve.
And then for good measure, they have videos about conspiracy theories as well from the CEO on their chatbot website.
Beautiful.
Again, bringing into question everything. If you can't trust the CEO of a celebrity AI chatbot,
rock solid, and now the whole world is shaken. With just who can you trust? Who can you believe in?
Now this is a love story that I'm sure you can identify with.
Okay.
So, I'll read you the headline and you can tell us if you think this woman's done anything wrong.
Okay.
Because she says she hasn't.
All right.
A woman hooked up with her husband's dad and is having his baby.
Nice.
But she insists she's doing nothing wrong.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be happy with that, situation.
Well, it depends who you are in the story.
Yeah, I guess that's the point. Son, I got something to tell you. We're away last month, and well, yeah, I think, I mean, I don't know how to say it. Maybe she's not doing anything wrong. Maybe she just truly wants to have this old dude's baby. Rather than,
okay, so the husband says that she ran off with his dad.
Okay.
Citing an afternoon rendezvous captured on a baby monitor where she was seen going into the father's room. Okay. She denies any wrongdoing, providing her version of events. She clarifies that there was no inappropriate activity, even though she went into the room on the baby monitor. She recounts falling asleep while watching TV with the father, with the bedroom door open.
Which is now perfectly normal.
Well, not when you know that she's pregnant with this kid, but in any event. She explains that the father initially played a protective role in her life, and then their relationship evolved from a protective friendship to a romantic involvement.
Okay.
But she emphasizes that by the time the father had moved in, her relationship with the son had already soured. So, all good. She reveals that her relationship only escalated after the son demanded a divorce. And despite the age gap, they are in love with each other.
Great.
And the trio reside in a 3-bedroom rented home, seemingly content with their unique family setup. Now, she is pregnant with an unplanned twins pregnancy.
Nice.
And then she expresses happiness and highlights the father's role as a stepdad and granddad. So she's actually pregnant with the son, but in a relationship with the dad.
But it's so fucking weird. Yeah, in some ways, it is just bizarre. So
True love. In a lot of ways, I would say.
True love prevails at the end of the day. And, I'm glad it worked out for them somehow, if it did. So,
well, I feel like this could be like Finnegan's Wake, and the ending doesn't have to be the ending, because why stop there?
I think those babies are going to be fucked up by the time they grow up. They're going to be like, wow, my parents were fucking weird.
My granddad's / stepdad is great, though.
That's Alabama for you. It could be literally anywhere in the world. I'm just kidding, but
I'm pretty sure it is the US.
You can kind of just feel the vibe of a US story when they come out. But yeah, pretty crazy.
They live in a small village near Pontypridd, wherever they're at. No, it's Wales.
That's in Wales.
Yep, there you go.
All right. Apologies to all my Alabama people.
Yeah, how dare you?
Yeah, wow. There you go. Even worse.
Wow.
Yeah, it's closer to home than I thought it was, but thankfully still not part of this place at all.
Yeah, I mean, the story still has cycles to go through, so.
I'm sure it does.
It depends on what page you start back on again.
Oh, man.
Now, on a kind of related note,
Okay.
this is a advice article that was written in. So I think it's important that you give advice here.
Okay.
Mum begs for advice on how to tell her 30-year-old daughter that her brother is actually her father.
What? Say, just give me that again.
Her brother is actually her father. So she explained that her husband had 2 kids of his own, and she had none when the pair tied the knot.
Mm-hmm.
They both wanted to have a child together, but since her husband had undergone a vasectomy, they had to find another solution.
Okay.
We didn't want to use a sperm bank, so we asked my husband's son to be the donor. We felt that it was the best decision. Our child would have my husband's genes, and we knew the stepson's health, personality, and intelligence.
Okay.
Our daughter is 30 now. How do we tell her that her father is her grandfather, her brother is her father, her sister is her aunt, and her nephew is her half-brother?
Oh, this world is just fucked.
Fucking sexy, if you ask me.
Technically, there's no like cross bloodlines or anything here, so it's okay. But I don't think
so. You get your stamp of approval.
I mean,
so if anyone wants to get involved in one of these scenarios, Dave can hook you up.
I mean, I don't know about that, but it's not the worst. It's not where I thought the story was going, to be honest. But it's it's not news I would like to hear. So,
well, we're here to tell you.
Oh God, what a thing! I mean, yeah. All right. Well, everyone's different, and that's a very different way of going about it.
That would be a fun street interview, though. Like just telling people, "Do you have some advice for me?" I just found out that my dad's my grandfather. My brother's my dad.
Just kind of help think, like, how did they go about it? Did the son come over a few times and deposit his seed, or was it given in a little container and they use a device to
did he need some material to help?
Yeah. Did he? Yeah. How does he feel about it? What's his does he look at his daughter and think, oh, it's my kid right there?
That's gonna mess you up.
I think that's it would F you up big time. So yeah, it's another one.
All right. So we're against doing that.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe why not? Just it'll fuck you up. So yeah, don't do it.
Well, this may be the most offensive story we've ever covered. Do you want to take a guess what it is?
No. I don't.
I'm fairly confident that you will agree. Specifically, you will agree to how offensive this is.
Right. Still have no idea in that case.
Well, all right. This week, Prince William was named the sexiest bald man of 2023.
Hello?
See?
What? How dare they? He's not even properly bald. How dare? There's some bullshit right there. I've been waiting for the results of that all week. And then here, you find out this way. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think he is. I don't think he's a particularly attractive man, though, is he? I mean...
No, I mean, if he wasn't royalty, he'd be like a solid 2.
If he wasn't a prince, people would be thinking he's a fucking bum. Look at him. Look at that fucking head on. There's no way, man.
You know what would be amazing to meet him and to tell him that?
Just wanted to let you know, sir. If you weren't a prince, people would think you're a fucking bum. There you go.
You look like shit.
Just like to wish you all the best from Ireland, basically. The entire country sends you warm wishes. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I don't think he's up there, to be honest. I think that's pandering to the royalty. That's what's going on there.
Yep. But yeah, I told you it'd be the most offensive story.
It's ruined my Sunday. It's going to go about the rest of my day now thinking, how is he the sexiest bald man? What the hell?
Go argue with people on the streets about it.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Who do you think's a better looking bald man? Me or this guy? There's no context as to who that guy is.
I mean, you'd have to do it somewhere where like people don't know who he is.
Yeah, shouldn't be a
which might be hard.
No. Around here, if you give no context, people will be like, who's that guy? I know him from somewhere, but he's just a bum from England. We're definitely
well, there's a village in Thailand that you're going to want to visit after this.
Okay.
And it may make the list. And it's specifically about the women in this village. Now, do you want to guess why?
I have a feeling it is something that I do not wish to explore more, but I just can't get over this sexiest bald man thing, so I can't think straight about it.
Well, in this unconventional village, the scale of beauty tilts towards women weighing more than 90 kilos.
Okay, good.
Thin women find it challenging to secure a partner. Entering the village, one is greeted by the sight of robust women engaging in animated conversations.
Okay.
Responsibilities like earning money and household chores are willingly shouldered by their husbands, while the women focus on one primary task, making themselves intentionally overweight.
That's like all they do.
Yes.
Their one thing that they do is make themselves overweight. All right. Cool.
Yeah. The village's history, it's revealed that the inhabitants are ethnic minorities from Malaysia. Traditionally, men engage in fishing while women stayed at home, leading to a natural inclination towards weight gain. For men, marrying a fat girl is seen as showcase of wealth and a status symbol. Conversely, for women, gaining weight becomes a means to inflate their own value. In a seemingly paradoxical observation, some girls in the village are predicted to gain weight in the future. The top beauty of the village, donning a 7XS plus size dress, proudly boasts a weight exceeding 428 pounds.
That's a pretty big lady.
Yeah. And basically, they're saying a slim woman there, faces rejection and deems it impossible for a man to pursue her romantically.
I mean, maybe the dude's got to start thinking, well, later I can let her get, I can give her extra fries with all of her meals, make sure she's, on the Doritos all the time. Just make sure she's always got a full fat Coca-Cola, not the diet crap. So,
It'd be hilarious. Yeah, you hitting the water out of her mouth. Did you?
I mean, it's got to be a couple's project that they work on making her fatter together. I think that would be the way to go. But that's interesting.
Yeah, definitely a place we're gonna have to go visit.
Absolutely. We won't be able to get lunch in the morning because everywhere will be, or in the afternoon because everywhere will have a queue. It's too long.
No, there's no queuing. They don't have the time to stand and wait. They got to lay down and not burn those valuable calories.
I mean, yeah, maybe. Well, all right then. Let's see how it goes.
A woman has shared that she had your dream tattoo experience.
Oh, really?
Do you want to guess what it was?
I don't have a dream tattoo experience, but I feel like this is gonna go into a dodgy activity happening during the tattooing.
Well, I don't think so. I don't think that would be the case. I mean, unless you consider that the tattoo artist went down on her during the session.
Yes, but you know that some people request that as an extra, right? It's like on the menu when you go into your tattoo shop. Like, would you like the tattoo artist to go down on you while tattooing you?
Well, I like the fact that you don't even have to do any of it. You just have to say on TikTok that happened, and then you go viral.
That's what I'm going to do then.
I demand video proof for research purposes.
Fine, I have to dig it out, see what we can do. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a weird one. All right, I've never had a tattoo, so I don't know if that is an urge that strikes you in the process. But never given a tattoo. Maybe I'm just sitting there tattooing someone. I'm like, you know what would make this even better? Just down there.
Well, I'm sure we can find you a nice guy to give you your first tattoo. And
I think I'm all right. Yeah.
Well, have you ever opened the door the wrong way at work?
No. Because
you've never. Yeah, but you've never gone to go like into the other room and then open the door the wrong way?
No. Pretty solid on my door usage. It's like one of my top skills. Put it on LinkedIn and everything.
It's on my resume. Well, this person can't put that because, again, back to Toronto, at the airport, hundreds of passengers were delayed after an airport employee opened the door the wrong way.
How do you open the door at the airport the wrong way? In the airport, you got to be careful. You know, they're watching you. So that's kind of scary.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, if you work there, you should probably know which way.
You should.
And then, yeah, hundreds of passengers went from various parts of Canada in the early morning ended up in the wrong area of the airport as a result of the error, causing confusion with U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
Beautiful.
So they opened them into the U.S. So technically, Canada invaded the U.S.
Nice. The war we've all been anticipating.
Yeah. Now, what's the best way to get out of work early if you're already there?
To legitimately have a toothache that is too bad for you to concentrate. That's just what I've heard. That's like that doesn't get questioned too often, I believe.
Except when all of your colleagues do the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, that shows a lack of commitment because you wouldn't have to come up with a dodgy story if you did what this guy did and broke his hand on purpose to get out of work early and still get paid.
I mean, that's a bit extreme. You don't have to do that. You're not in like a prison unless you injure yourself. You can't just be like, I gotta go.
You don't have to, but you get
to. Yeah, I feel like if you say to your boss, I'm not feeling good or I need to go somewhere, and they're like, well, you tough shit, you go and sit at your desk until whatever time, and then you break your arm or break your hand so you can leave. I mean, it's just not necessary. Just be like, I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. It's fine. So, yeah, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. I would not break a bone in my body for my workplace, or to get out of my workplace. So.
Well, this guy said that getting sick only lands you 1 day of approved sick leave. But breaking your hand, I got a spray to kill bugs and a perfume and sprayed it on my hand so I couldn't feel anything, and then took the perfume bottle and jacked my hand with it for 5 times consistently. At first I didn't feel anything because the bug spray caused my hand to be numb. Then I tried to move my hand and I couldn't move my hand, and it started to pain and my hand started to swell. I drove to the hospital and was x-rayed. Nothing was broken, just dislocated. But he ended up getting 15 days paid sick leave.
All right, break your hand and work all the time then. That's the case. If you work at a place where you got bad sick leave allowances, but if you injure yourself on the job, there you go.
Yeah. I think the moral of the story is that, everyone should be injuring themselves at work.
Carefully, carefully injure yourself.
Now, what do you think is behind the chronic lack of toilet paper in Italian schools?
In Italian schools?
Other than you stealing it.
Is it they've replaced toilet paper with bidets? Are they turning into eco people? I don't know.
They wish.
There's no reason I can think of for them not having toilet paper in their schools. They're a rich country. They should have all the toilet paper they need. So,
apparently it's like a whole thing in Italy where it's like a major controversy because they don't have toilet paper and they have to bring their own to the things, and that some of them they have to ask the janitor every time they want to go to the toilet, and they get allocated just a few sheets from the janitor.
Wow. Well, I hope you ate well last night because you made too much of a mess.
Yeah, they don't. Well, no, apparently it's been going on for generations in Italy.
Oh, really? Wow.
47% of schools across the country lack toilet paper and 64% lack soap.
Lacking soap is a more serious issue, especially if you're running out of toilet paper. If you have both of those things, you are in big trouble at the same time. So, Italy, get your act together. What the hell? That's ridiculous. So
yeah, if you ever hear Italians complain about other places, that is crazy. Finally, you've been complaining about the lack of sperm lately.
I have? Okay.
Yeah, often. Every day it's
gotta have it. So
gotta catch them all, as you used to say.
Well, I'm actually quite lucky in that I actually produce my own. So not to be one of those crafty artisan people, but produce my own naturally organic stuff. So yeah.
Well, potentially being producing less, according to this.
Okay.
In Switzerland, they've done a study.
Good.
That the more often a man reaches for his phone, the lower the quality of his sperm.
Okay. So clearly this study was written by someone whose husband plays with his phone more than he plays with his wife. So I feel like that's what that's all about. Yeah.
And the sperm quality of Swiss youth is in critical condition.
I mean, I don't think there should be experiments done on Swiss youth's sperm, to be honest. Just let them,
Imagine being the guy who suggested that.
I've got a great idea for a research study. We just need funding. Can you fund us for this study into the youth sperm in Switzerland, please?
I'm already halfway through the study, but I need some documents to help me out of a jam that I'm in.
Yeah. I've been undertaking this study by myself for 6 months now. And yeah.
You know how you're always talking about how I should take some initiative? Well,
now I have to pay off some of the participants in my study. So I really need the funding. Yeah, what a weird thing. But yeah, I definitely think this is coming from a place of stop playing with your fucking phone and not.
Or it's just a way for them to justify why 60% of Swiss men found that below the average sperm count.
Maybe they just tested the wrong people. So.
Well, it's 2,500 army recruits between 18 and 22.
Mm-hmm.
So the Swiss army are not very potent.
That army knife just doesn't do everything.
Can do everything except for one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I mean, maybe they just need to, I don't know, improve their diets or something. I don't think it's to do with reaching for your phone. But maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. Maybe it's the initiation processes they have in the Swiss army.
Could be. It could be, for sure.
It would be funny if they're like, oh, it's the phones, and then meanwhile they have like initiation and getting kicked in the balls every Saturday night.
Yeah, 100 kicks in the balls every Saturday for your 6 weeks. And they're like, why is everyone's sperm just not working?
It's the damn phones, I tell you.
Yeah, has to be. So, well, just another reason to not pick up your phone so often. Just in case you accidentally get your son's wife pregnant, or whatever is going on.
Or if you're in the Swiss army, you don't need to worry so much about protection now.
Yeah, exactly. There's always a bright side.
Why do they always focus on the negatives?
It's true. It's like, are you a male in the army from 18 to 22? Because if so, I got good news for you.
No vasectomies needed.
Yeah. You can just don't worry. You're unlikely to ever get anyone pregnant. So there you go. And now that we've got the Swiss army after us and the British royalty already, and that's been restoked, I think that might be a great place to end the show.
I mean, what have the Swiss army ever done besides invent the knife?
Well, let's not worry about that. 'Cause I genuinely don't know, but hey, I hope they figure out an answer to their sperm problems.
I mean, if he said there was no Swiss Army, I would not have even disagreed. Like,
it's just a knife company. It's just a pen knife company. That's all they do.
It would actually be funny if that is legitimately what they do. It's just a factory of knife makers.
The $1 billion knife industry. So
they're very concerned. They're very concerned about this.
They are. Somebody has to be. So it's up to them. So this study is coming out next year. The Swiss Army knife gets new features to increase your sperm count. So I don't know how that would be, but I'm sure they'll figure it out.
No, let's hope so. Otherwise, who's going to make the knives?
True. What would the world do without them?
We should hold petitions on the street and ask people to sign up.
I don't think so. But I don't want the Swiss Army, even if they are sperm deficient, to be coming after me. Yeah. I'm sure they're great chaps. They're just not very potent. That's all.